Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Omega Mondays here at Laughing Place. Hi, Mike Celestino.
Hello.
How you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
Okay, how is I? You were doing a bit of traveling this week. I don't know. Is that something you want to talk about here, or not?
Sure.
Maybe I outed your adventure.
No, that's fine. Yeah, well, my wife and I went to Arizona for the weekend to visit my sister-in-law in Phoenix, and we got to see some cool stuff. We did some tubing on the Salt River, and we had to visit the local themed entertainment as well, as I do. We went to a cool, like, Trader Sam's-esque bar called Undertow. We had to check out the local rainforest cafe. A couple other things, but
Wow,
yeah, just had a good time.
nice,
Got away for the weekend.
nice. Well, it was Father's Day, so we took Doobie to the local amusement park here, California's Great America. And it was fun to once again be surrounded by the roar of those coasters and the screams, and yeah, no, it was a really great weekend.
Oh, I actually have something Star Wars from the weekend that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay.
We went out to eat. They have more allergy friendly restaurants in Phoenix than in LA, which is crazy to me because you think LA is pretty. I don't know. You think I don't know why would I think that? I don't know. But we found this place that we ate, this restaurant, and the server had this tattoo. It
Ooh,
is Boba Fett playing clarinet, which is a reference to a song by Weird Al Yankovic that I recognized and said so. And apparently, I was the first person to make that connection. So I was proud to see that.
very cool. Sorry, my camera has decided to be very blurry, and I was trying to figure out ways to maybe try and help it out, but so far I'm not having much success. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That's a
there you
little
go.
bit better. Yeah, it's always fun to encounter like Star Wars or Disney in unexpected places. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to have that little bit of Boba Fett added to your Arizona weekend. Well, as always, it's Omega Monday, so we are going to talk about this week's episode of The Bad Batch, and it was entitled Reunion, I think, right?
That is correct. Yes. Is a reunion between Crosshair, there he is, and the rest of the Bad Batch as he tracks them down to the planet of Braca, which is the kind of the junkyard planet where they're dismantling all the old Republic ships. And Wrecker was showing Omega how to dismantle the thermal detonator and the other explosives, kind of furthering her training a little bit. What's happening there? I don't remember that part.
Uh, just probably an image of the when they were discovered, right? Maybe.
I guess so, yeah.
So, where did you want to go next with the storyline? The discovery of the
I mean,
torpedoes.
it's a big it's kind of like a big like pursuit. They're
Mm-hmm.
trying to catch, Crosshair brings the Empire or some troops to Braca to capture the Bad Batch, actually to kill the Bad Batch cuz he goes to what was it, Commander Rampart or somebody? Yeah, I think Vice Admiral Rampart is the Imperial officer who he's reporting to on Camino, and he tells him Rampart orders him to just kill the Bad Batch basically because he doesn't care about capturing them anymore. And Crosshair's whole thing is he's got to follow orders, so he just goes there to kill them. And the Bad Batch is craftier than that, so they manage to evade them using different sorts of tactics. They end up in this big ion engine, yeah, of the Jedi cruiser they were hiding out in, and the Crosshair has his men turn on the engine while the Bad Batch are inside there. He thinks he's gonna just obliterate them that way. Of course, they manage to use the explosives they were taking from the ship to dislodge it and collapse it, and then that ends up both setting them free and bombarding Crosshair with the ion energy. So he's now like kind of disfigured almost and covered with bandages by the end of the episode. He got like ionized or whatever. I'm not sure what that's going to do to him in the long run, but he was certainly injured by that. But the big thing coming out of this episode is really the last like 10 minutes, because you got the return of Cad Bane, everybody's favorite. I think he's a Duros, if I want to name his species. Pretty sure he's a Duros. Bounty hunter from the Clone Wars, and he's a very, very much Western inspired Clint Eastwood type character. Man with no name type character, even more so than Boba Fett. They really leaned into the Western influence on this character, and everybody likes Cad Bane. He's a pretty cool character. So he's back now from the Clone Wars, and he got the drop on Hunter and Omega as they were getting back to the ship, and they have this little like showdown there, kind of a gunfight.
Yes, very, very reminiscent. I mean, just a direct pull almost from those classic westerns, Good, Bad, and Ugly, and whatnot. Which, I mean, Cad Bane himself has been clearly modeled after the gunslingers of those movies. So I like this request that we see Bane duel Boba. That wouldn't be a bad thing.
I would not be surprised if Boba Fett shows up in this show. They are pulling from all corners of the Star Wars galaxy. Obviously, Boba Fett would be like a teenager at this point in the timeline, so I do think it's possible. We'll see him.
His poster is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I like it with the toothpick kind of hanging off.
Yeah, people are pointing out now that both Crosshair and Cad Bane have a toothpick thing going on, so they have to have a showdown at some point as well. But yeah, Cad Bane is a faster draw than Omega. So we think Hunter might be dead, but he's not dead. He shoots him square in the chest, but he survives. But he does take Omega by the end of the episode. I liked this episode, but this did remind me a lot of The Mandalorian, the episode where Grogu gets taken at the end. It's pretty much the same cliffhanger as that. I think that was the penultimate episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian, where Grogu gets taken by the Death Troopers.
Now, one of the things that was a little different in this episode to me was this kind of first-person view that we had as Hunter awakens from this confrontation with Cad Bane, right? You can hear his breathing, and then you can see his visuals, and they really tried to put you kind of in that disorienting, mindset and visual that Hunter would have had awakening from that, and Omega being now gone, and the need to pursue. And no, it was just a very different kind of visual. I feel like it didn't hit me maybe as suddenly as it might have if we hadn't have had Mando, because I feel like with Mando we had some elements like that.
Yeah, they are really repeating a lot of the story beats, and I have to wonder which came first, because the animation sometimes takes a little longer than the live action stuff. I mean, we know that season 2 of Mandalorian was shot around the fall of 2019, pretty sure, because that was when season 1 premiered, and they were already in production on season 2 at that point. And then this, I don't know how long this would have been in production.
Does this connect with you? I haven't been much of a gamer, so it didn't bring me to that place. But I've heard other people talk about how it connected them kind of back to their gaming experiences.
That makes sense. I didn't make that connection either, but yeah, that's a good observation, Zach. I did not make that connection, but that's certainly possible.
But overall, for me, this falls into like among my lesser favorites of the Bad Batch series. I enjoyed last week very much,
Hmm.
And for me, this week was kind of a bit of a letdown in a way, compared to kind of where I felt and how excited I was kind of after last week's.
I did like it. I didn't like it as much as last week's, that's for sure. But especially with the Cad Bane stuff, I felt that was like very cinematic. I like how that was all put together and executed. I got into it at that point quite a bit, and looking forward to more.
Are we more interested, less interested in Omega now after this episode? I I feel like I didn't get pushed in. Sometimes there'll be like a little something said by a character that kind of makes me go, "Ooh, I'm interested to see where that goes." But I didn't come out of this episode feeling that way about Omega's story.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm also kind of on the fence over whether or not Omega is an interesting character. There's still kind of all these question marks around her. Like, what exactly is she a clone of? What are
Right?
her powers or abilities? But I'm sure, there's, this is the halfway point exactly of
Mm-hmm.
season 1. So there's still a lot to go and there's still a lot to find out. I guess it remains to be seen.
I guess the one thing that this does make me excited for is I'm sure we'll get, or I'm hoping that we'll get to see interactions between Omega and Cad Bane, because Cad Bane is such a fascinating character within this Clone Wars and Bad Batch universe. He's got such a swagger, and so I'm intrigued to see kind of with Omega being a bit of a she has a little bit of pushback in her, so it'll be fun to see kind of what if we do get to explore that, or are we just going to be instantly wherever Cad Bane is supposed to be? Do we get to see the transport and what could transpire there? So
Right.
I guess that's what'll be next up in the Bad Batch series.
So
So moving,
somebody
I'm
did
sorry.
somebody did point out that pretty much every episode has had a new character, a new familiar character show up from the existing Star Wars canon. So if that trend continues over the next 8 episodes, we could see some other familiar faces.
And Bane has pointed out that he took out a lot of clones over the years.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see ultimately who Cad Bane is uh, grabbing Omega for. I mean, I guess we assume it's the Kaminoans, but
Yeah, certainly
perhaps there's
implied.
another. Perhaps there will be a hiccup, and another
Yeah.
pursuer will be revealed.
If it's not the Kaminoans, then there was a big like red herring in that episode because there's that whole
Right?
conversation where they're like, "Oh, we have to hire more bounty hunters or
Yep.
whatever."
Yeah, but
But
I
yeah, I
wouldn't.
mean, it
But I
could be
wouldn't
like
put
a
it past him,
misdirect. Yeah,
right? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
sure.
Well, let's see. Continuing the idea of transports, I guess we are still trying to figure out the story arc of the Carbonite Han Solo.
I loved this issue. This was a great one. Charles Soule, boy, he's such a good writer. And it's a Lando issue, and for whatever reason, Charles Soule just has the voice of Lando Calrissian in his head. Like he's able to write dialogue for that character that's you can hear Billy D. Williams saying it, or even Donald Glover, I guess. But this is more the Billy D. Williams Lando because it's between Empire and Jedi. And so Leia has decided that her priority is to get Han back, um, because she thinks if they get Han back, that's gonna like solidify the rebel efforts and get everybody, bring the morale back up in the rebel alliance. And she, well, actually, Chewbacca recommends that they go to Lando because so they intercepted this hollow transmission from Haldo, the character played by Laura Dern in The
Oh,
Last Jedi, who makes an appearance in this issue, which is interesting. A
oh, that's
younger
cool.
version of her, obviously.
Yeah.
So we know that Leia knew her when she was a teenager from the book Princess Leia of Alderaan by Claudia Gray, and Uh, she shows up here. She's like working undercover, and she found out about this auction that's being run by the Crimson Dawn crime syndicate under this character, Kira from Solo. And Leia now knows about this auction, and she wants to go there and basically bid on. They're selling Han in carbonite to the highest bidder, and basically Leia just wants to go there and buy it. She talks to Chewbacca, and Chewbacca says they should bring in Lando on this plan, which is what they do. This is just kind of like a dream sequence she had of waking up Han from the carbonite. Um, so she's kind of becoming fixated on this. Anyway, Lando comes in. At this point, Lando is still kind of out for himself because he's angry about this whole thing they did with Lobot a couple issues ago. Um, but he does join them on this mission to go to the auction. You can see those are all the other ships that have shown up for this auction where they're selling Han and carbonite. And yeah, there's more to it. More happens. They bring back this ancient droid that was a part of a previous arc. There's some interesting twists with all that. He's still working for Bib Fortuna and Jabba the Hutt a little bit. I'm really, really liking War of the Bounty Hunters so far, and especially the stuff that Charles Soule has written for it, because he's writing the main miniseries part of it, and then also the main Star Wars title tie-ins. Loving it. Really highly recommend it.
No, Zach is asking a timeline question, I'm guessing. So, Crimson Dawn, how are they back? I thought they got wiped out.
Yeah, they talk about that a bit in the comics about where Crimson Dawn was. Mostly they were just like underground, kind of waiting to reemerge. I guess after Maul disappeared, Kira took a leadership position at Crimson Dawn and then was kind of biding her time for the right moment to strike, which I guess is now between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So
Wow.
kind of like 15 years after we would have known her in Solo, a Star Wars story.
Okay.
But yeah, I keep saying, like, I almost kind of wish I weren't buying the individual issues. Like, if I were reading them digitally or something, then when I'm sure eventually they'll put out like a giant hardcover bound edition of War of the Bounty Hunters, and it's going to look so nice, but I'll have already bought them all individually, so I don't want to spend that money again. But I'm really liking War of the Bounty Hunters. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get it anyway.
No, I can't.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right.
My money is on. They'll figure out some way to make it worth your while. I don't know how they'll do it though. Also in the comic book realm was the latest edition of Star Wars: The High Republic.
High Republic Adventures by Daniel Jose Older, who I interviewed last week. That's going to be coming up on Who's the Bossk podcast. And this is pretty good, too. This is the final chapter of the first arc of the High Republic Adventures. This is not the main High Republic comic book. It's the more kind of kid-friendly version put out by IDW Comics. And yeah, I mean, it's really about these kids, Zine and Crix. One of them goes with the Jedi. One of them goes with the Nihil, who are the villains of the High Republic. And we just kind of see Zine's trying to get her friend back to the good side. Yoda's there as well. They are also on a junk planet, though not the same one. This is the junk moon orbiting Ord Mantell, which is another planet that's in the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
So kind of a weird crossover there. Who leads the Jedi in the High Republic era? There's still a Jedi Council, and Yoda is on the council in the High Republic. But it's mostly other members that we're not familiar with, although there are a couple other characters who survive, species that live more than a couple hundred years are still around back then. He also wanted to know how they're going to get Omega back. That remains to be seen. But yeah, this was the final. They wrapped up the first arc of this, so I guess now they're probably going to put this out in like a trade paperback form. There's some of the art. I like these creatures, the scrappers or whatever. I forget what
Yeah.
they're called on this junk moon. They remind me of like Jim Henson type bird creatures.
Yeah, they look like enormous ravens,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
are kind of a scavengery type critter, I'm guessing.
Hmm.
Oof. Yeah, no, they're a bit creepy for me, but okay. Wow. Fun stuff though. And so you say this is the final one of this arc, and now we'll move
Yeah.
on to the next adventures here with the High Republic adventures.
Yeah, and I think they're timing that the way they timed this to come out is because the second wave of novels is about to hit next week. Actually, a week from tomorrow, we'll get the Rising Storm and Race to Crash Point Tower.
Wow.
Second wave of High Republic novels. So I think in coordination with that, a new chapter, a new arc of the High Republic Adventures comic book is going to start, and it'll probably overlap with that second wave of novels.
Cool. Over at Disney Plus, we've got the Droids. Have you seen this before? Because I haven't, and I'm very excited. I haven't been able to start watching it, but I was really thrilled to see this pop up on the on the screen when I went to see Luca. Actually, I think it was.
So I've seen the hour-long episode, which is called The Great Heap. We watched it for my podcast to talk about it a couple months ago, or a month or two ago. And yeah, I'm glad to see that on there because we have the Ewoks cartoon from the mid-'80s was already on Disney Plus, came out on May the 4th. And then for whatever reason, it took them another month and a half to put out Droids as well, which is the sister series to Ewoks. Although it only ran one season, Ewoks ran 2 seasons.
I was gonna say we've just got 3 episodes and a 1-hour finale, as I recall from your.
Oh, so it's not
from
it's
the
not
write
all
up.
of it.
From the write up.
I didn't realize.
I'm guessing they only made 13, right? All 13 episodes.
Oh, you said 13. I thought you said 3. Okay.
Oh no, sorry, 13. I may have.
Okay.
All 13 episodes and the 1-hour finale of this action-packed animated series are available, and this is from 1985. So.
Yep.
Quite a while back.
Yeah.
So.
The first season of Ewoks and Droids aired back to back as part of I think it was called the Ewoks and Droids Adventure Hour. And then later on, it was just Ewoks after Droids got canceled for whatever reason. But now they're all there. They're all there for you to enjoy on Disney Plus.
Wow. And this was back when they would give you a 1-hour finale when they decided to cancel a series. And like now, where they'll leave you with a cliffhanger, like Manifest. I'm still bitter. Yeah, I'm hurting. I'm hurting with my Manifest cliffhanger. Hopefully, Netflix will come in and save the day.
Yeah, that's what I heard people suggesting, that maybe Netflix would buy that or whatever.
But we'll see. That Pushing Daisies, that one from forever ago, right? Oh, Pushing Daisies, that one hurt when that one went too soon. But back to Star Wars. Some Anime Expo news. Star Wars Visions panel.
Yeah, this is coming up. I want to say it's July 3rd. It's a virtual convention. The Anime Expo is not happening in person this year. They're doing the virtual convention. And as part of it, there's going to be a panel about this series, Star Wars Visions, which is going to be a bunch of different anime artists and animators contributing to the Star Wars canon. So we'll find out a whole bunch more about that.
I think right now we just know it's like 10 episodes, 10 episodes or minisodes. And so I guess we'll learn more about that at the Anime Expo virtual on July 3rd. So stay tuned because we'll talk about it.
We've already signed up. I'll be watching and recapping that presentation on that day. So,
and over the weekend, we learned a few Star Wars legends are heading to the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, so Ming-Na Wen, who plays Fennec Shand, Ewan McGregor, who's obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the legendary Carrie Fisher are all getting stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I think the way this works is you have to have a certain amount of signatures people who want it to happen, and then there's a certain amount of money involved. I think also
Correct.
has to be
That's been my
raised.
understanding. Yeah, that's been my understanding too.
Yeah.
And there are going to be 38 total honorees, and usually you can find out the date of the dedication about 10 days prior if you're over at walkoffame.com. So Laughing Place has the full list that was announced, but here we're going to highlight those related to the world of Star Wars. Hasbro toys, because these are fun. We got to come up with more shelf space for these. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I kind of decided I don't think I'm going to be buying all the Bad Batch ones. uh, it's just
Have to
too
draw
much.
a line somewhere. No, I get it. You
Yeah,
have to draw a line somewhere.
but they definitely look nice. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, no, they're really really nice pieces coming from Hasbro. This is the Black Series, Bad Batch, and some clone troopers as well for the 50th anniversary. Always beautifully done pieces with lots of articulation, so you can pose them in varying ways. I love that about the way they're doing toys now. There's just much more variety in the posing.
Yes. So that one was just a clone trooper from the 212th, and
Yep.
I think this is specifically Captain Rex, right?
Yes. Here we have Captain Rex without his helmet, with his cloak.
That's a nice looking cloth piece there.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
No,
I hear wavering.
It's still a little too tied to the prequel era for me, I think, with the clone trooper design.
I gotcha. And then we have here the Crosshair, right?
Yeah, so I have a Crosshair. They sent me a Crosshair Black Series in his like Bad Batch costume, and now this is, I don't know, have we seen him? Is he in this outfit?
I don't think so. I think this is a bit of a spoiler.
Okay.
That's what I'm it's unfamiliar to me.
I don't remember if he was in this outfit in this last week's episode, but I don't remember that. So it could have been. This is a new outfit for him.
I don't recall him dressed as an Imperial. So that's quite a weapon.
Yeah, that's the same gun that came with mine that I got. So I guess he's using the same sniper rifle, but he's now like fully allied with the Empire.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering. I'm waiting on that. As far as visually, yes, but I wonder what happened to him when he got all ionized or whatever you want to say by the machine.
You don't know that either. Yeah, that could have, definitely the ion energy might have fried that chip.
Yeah, and so maybe he's like a double agent Crosshair now.
Yeah.
Well, so time will tell.
Zach says that he's in that outfit after episode 1, so maybe we're
so there
wrong.
You go. So we're totally wrong. I can believe it.
To be fair, he also hasn't been in the show a lot since the first couple. So
I need to go back and pay more attention.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zach. We also have figures I'm way more familiar with Han Solo, Luke, and Greedo.
Yeah, these are just going to be reissues. These figures have been available before, but they're coming out in the 50th anniversary packaging. I don't know if we have the images of what that looks like.
I can scroll down to the packaging so people can catch
there you go. So
glimpse of it.
This is meant to look like the mid-90s Power of the Force 2 collection from Kenner and Hasbro.
Now, have you noticed? I don't collect, but does these kind of reissues or whatnot, do they then impact the value that people had on their previous items, or because is there enough of a delineation that it doesn't cut into your valuation? Is that something you pay attention to? I don't know how much you do.
I would only pay attention to it when it's a figure that I'm looking to buy. So. Like, there have been, occasionally there'll be one that I missed or whatever, and then on eBay it'll be going for too much, $80 or something, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, then they reissued it on different packaging, which I don't care, because most of the time I don't keep them in the package, so I'll open them up and I'll buy them with the new packaging. I bet that it does drive the demand down a bit when they're available again, but at the same time, like you said, it has different packaging. Sometimes the paint job is a little different on the figure itself. So they remain unique to each version. I'm sure it's enough to satisfy collectors.
Right.
I
And,
feel like I have so many of this particular Luke because I have the first one that came out, and then I bought him again when he came with the land speeder because I just wanted the land speeder.
oh, the land
Uh,
speeder. I actually had him as the 12-inch,
yeah,
the like Barbie doll in essence size.
yeah,
I had him and I had Princess Leia. Those were the ones that I had from back in the 70s.
cool.
They're still in my house somewhere. Let's see. Oh, and then I wanted to point out, I stumbled on this as I was getting ready for the show. So just a quick mention that over at Entertainment Earth, if seeing Cad Bane on this week's episode thrilled you, there is a Black Series in pre-order over at Entertainment Earth. Comes with a few of his, I'll call them laser pistols. I don't know what they actually call them.
Blasters, just blasters.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like pistol.
Okay.
They call it a,
yeah, sure.
they should call it a pistol. If they don't call it a pistol, that's a mistake.
6-shooter blasters or something.
Right.
Yeah, and I was saying this is actually a repackage of convention exclusive that they did last year. This time he doesn't come with his little droid, whose name is To Do, I guess.
Yeah, he's cute. I like the little droid.
And he got his leg shot off by Hunter in this last episode of the Bad Batch.
Well, yeah. Previously, he's had worse done. So the leg blowing off in such a big deal, apparently. Let's see. And then you pointed out that the Amazon is offering an exclusive Bad Batch figures.
Yeah, I didn't write this one up, but I'm actually not sure what the.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a 4-pack with Captain Rex, a couple of clones, and an elite squad trooper, and it's going to ship in the fall. And you can pre-order this currently exclusively at Amazon. And these are in the here's the packaging. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So it's Captain Rex, a clone Captain Gray, an elite squad trooper, and clone Captain Ballast.
Yep, similar figures to what we saw in the larger scale Black Series, but now in the 3 3/4-inch scale vintage collection. So cool. You could collect both sizes.
And they're pre-order exclusively at Amazon, retailing for $59.99 and shipping this fall.
Oh, that was his hood. I was like, who's got like Michael Bolton hair?
Yeah, no, this is his Braca outfit, right? I think that's what they're going with. So, oh, this reminds me that during my recent vacation, I got to spend a little bit of time at a charity event with the local 501st. That was fun because I got to check out their helmets up close.
Nice.
And everything. Man, all the detail that they have on those, and then all of the gadgetry to make them as comfortable as possible. It was a Imperial pilot, and he has fans mounted in the helmet, so that to keep cool and everything. And then a Mandalorian came in, and his weapon, it's this impressive looking gun, and yet when he let me, he's like, you have to hold it, it's really light. And I was like, whoa, it was so light. I mean, and they've got to carry it for tremendous, walking in parades and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really, these are not things that, I had thought about before, but it was fun. We had a few Mandalorian, we had obviously Imperial stormtroopers and pilots. Twi'lek was there. We had Jawa, a couple of Jawa were also on site. And one of them had purchased not the Disney version, but one of these fan-based companies, replica of Leia's lightsaber. Oh, Mike, it was so beautiful. It
Nice.
was really, really gorgeous. Oh yeah, no, I was
This is
enamored.
the one from Doc Ondar's?
No, this is like some other totally like not
Oh,
not Disney branded item, a fan base.
unlicensed.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of I don't remember the name of the company. I'm not sure I should even mention it here anyway, but it was really the craftsmanship on it. It was really really beautiful, and it wasn't. I have to admit, I think I've told you and I've said it here
Yes.
that the one at Doc Ondar struck me as too orange, and this one had for me that proper like rose gold pink shimmer to it
Yeah.
that I craved when I knew Leia's lightsaber was coming. But I'm still super pumped for the upcoming. And I should have had that ready to show you here because I don't know that you guys talked about it here at LP while I was gone. But Rock Love Jewelry is about to do some lightsaber. Have you guys talked about it here?
I thought I talked about it with you, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh no, we did because you told
Yeah.
me you guessed out who the hilts were. I'm still so pumped about that collection. I keep going back to the shadows and trying to figure out addition. I think one of them's the dark saber.
Okay.
In looking more at this, so I'm eager for her follow up on it. But moving on in our topics that we have here, we've got some Bad Batch Funko coming to us.
Yeah, a lot of Bad Batch merch coming this week.
Yeah, like I guess what the kind of the midway point
Right.
we're getting a lot of the collectible items, so you can bring these little bobbling Hunter and Wrecker, Crosshair in his not all black outfit, Tech,
Mm-hmm.
Echo. I still haven't seen an Omega, right? I don't think we've seen an Omega in the Funko variety just yet.
They have announced it for the Black series, Hasbro
Okay.
Black series, but we haven't seen any images of the toy yet. So I don't think anything like that has come out for Omega.
Now, Zach is asking if you expect to see stormtroopers in the Bad Batch episode War Mantle. I'm guessing that might be the title of the upcoming, perhaps. I don't know.
I guess he means stormtroopers as opposed to clone troopers.
Clone troopers.
Yeah, could be, could be.
Start to see that.
I think that's kind of what the underlying plot thread of this show is the transition from the clone army to the conscripted stormtrooper army. So yeah, I think it's possible.
Over at Geeky Tiki, they're bringing us various planetary destinations. We've got Tatooine, Hoth, Endor, Dagobah, and one that's in purple that I don't. Oh, is it Bespin? I'm guessing that's Bespin.
I guess so. Yeah. I'm trying to read what the Arabesh says, but it doesn't say Bespin.
Here. Well, let me pull down and scroll. It is Bespin. So I'm wondering what. I'm with you, Mike. I'm wondering what the Arabesh at the top says, but I don't know that we have an additional picture to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the other side.
These are limited. Oh, we do. I'll scroll on down. These are limited edition sizes, 12 to 1500. These are over at Geek. These are from Geeky Tiki. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see the Luke in the belly of a tauntaun.
Pretty good.
So, Tatooine with your
that says Tatooine.
People.
Wait, no, it doesn't.
Well, I think T-A...
That's not an A, though.
Okay.
That is a B. That's TBTOO. They got their Arabesh mixed up.
I love the idea that they have their Arabesh mixed up.
Yeah, what's going on, Geeky Tiki?
Let's scroll on down to Endor.
Endor they got right. Endor, yes.
Okay. Now, oh, there they are on their speeder bikes zooming through the forests of Endor, the seemingly uncompleted, inoperable Death Star off in the distance. Okay. So, yeah, that
So,
that would be a B. So I'm guessing we just have another one where there's like this is
yeah.
not an I and an N, huh?
Well, can we go down a little bit? Is there
So this
one?
one?
Oh, so it doesn't show the whole word, but yeah, it says
And then we're unsure what
BESPN. So it's just missing the I on this one.
it seems to be, yeah. Okay, we've had some fun editing the Geeky Tiki.
Yeah, what's going on? They didn't do like a quality check on these Geeky Tiki mugs.
Apparently they need Mike C to keep on top of their
But we
Arabic
found that in Galaxy's
spelling.
Edge as well. They misspelled the word maintenance in Arabic on the signs there.
Oh, and now in the MCU we have, well, no, I guess just the Marvel universe, not the cinematic universe, but over at Avengers Campus, they've removed a sign that
Oh
featured
yeah,
from Miss
y'all, right?
Minutes. It featured the word y'all, and the apostrophe was not in the standard location for the word y'all. And we have since noticed that that sign is no longer there.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of fun
I
over.
wonder if anyone else has now pointed this out to Geeky Tiki that they spelled some of the names of the planets wrong.
Or at least the way it's photographed in these images would lead
Yeah.
you to believe that's the case. So, oh, and previously they have done some Java Palace. So
Right,
here
let's
at
say
Laughing Place,
yeah.
you can check out the Geeky Tiki's Star Wars mugs coming soon. In the video game world, Mike is going to be no, I don't know. Is this up your alley, Mike? Vader Immortal, or have you already played it? And
Oh
this is
yeah,
just a
I
different
played through
version?
it and reviewed it when it was on Oculus, and I don't have a PlayStation, so but it is available now. A retail edition, you can get the whole shebang in one disc for your PlayStation VR.
Now I know you've done a few of these virtual reality Star Wars games. What is there one that you embraced more readily than the others?
Well, I was able to get through the whole thing with Vader Immortal and finish it, although that was in like chapters. With the Galaxy's Edge one, I couldn't play it without getting motion sick. And
Yeah,
I
I
do
can.
plan to go back and finish it, but not yet.
And I can understand how that's possible because I watched some of the YouTube streams, kind of people do the record their gameplay, and yeah, it's tough. I can't imagine what it would be like with that, the visor goggles, in essence, immersing me in that visual, and then trying to engage in it in an active way as opposed to just passively watching YouTube. So yeah, yeah, that one seems hard. I'm interested. One of these days, I'm eager to give these VR a try myself and see what they're like, as opposed to watching on YouTube. I am jealous of your Oculus experience.
Well,
Oh,
I wish I used it more because it's kind of collecting dust in my corner, but there's a couple games coming out that I might have to check out.
do we know any more information regarding the Omega figure that's coming? Whether it will have a bow
No,
or a blaster? Not
they
yet.
did that as kind of one of their pipeline reveals where they just showed basically they just said that the character is going to get a figure, didn't have any images of the figure to go with it. So I would guess that they're going to have her weapon, that new crossbow thing.
Yeah.
As far as
Okay.
the other blaster goes, I don't know.
So, Zach, I'd say stay tuned. We'll have more information in the future. And also in the future is Mike C's Who's the Boss? This week he had my husband on his pod.
Yep, Doobie came back on the show to talk about Star Tours, which was great. A lot of fun. I actually think this episode's really good. one of the better one of the better recent Who's the Bossk episodes. So you can check
Uh,
that out.
he's very good at the web banter thing.
Yeah.
He's so open and free. Uh, yeah, he's highly authentic in these types of scenarios. I envy his willingness to just be out there.
Yeah, every once in a while you get a guest who's like a dead fish, I call him.
Yeah.
And then me as the host, I'm also a dead fish, so those it's a bad combo. But when Doobie's on, it's a lot of fun.
No, Mike is not a dead fish. Although this week, I guess when you were doing Mike sent me a pic from his adventures in Arizona. Actually, sent it to the team here at Laughing Place. He was enjoying some tubing. So I guess floating down the river. I guess that's about as dead fish as I think you are there, Mike.
Well, I felt like a genius. Because my wife told me we were going tubing, and I saw the temperature in Arizona is going to be 115. So I was like, well, what kind of shade is there in the river? There's no shade, right? You're just floating down the river. And she said, yeah, there's no shade. So I brought an umbrella. I just brought this Maleficent Disney swag umbrella that we had lying around. And I was the only person on the river with a big umbrella covering me, but I felt it was awesome. It was like a very relaxing. I wasn't like baking in the sun the whole time.
It's so good. I love how we are just never ending walking billboards for the Disney company. Even in the midst of the Arizona River, there's Mike with a Maleficent umbrella. You can't escape us.
Yeah.
Too much fun. Well, thanks, Mike, for the Star Wars headlines chat. Later today, you'll be back talking Disney Parks news. I know this weekend you also went to SeaWorld. So I'm sure we're going to share a little bit of the fun you had with the Electric Ocean events there.
Yes.
And this evening here on Laughing Place, the movie club's going to talk about the brand new Luca, the beautiful Pixar film set in the coasts of Italy.
I'll be there for that too.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so lots of Mike C for everybody here on YouTube today. So take care, and we'll see you all next week with Star Wars headlines. Bye for now.